Hey, what is up guys? So right now I'm going to talk to you about the Wim Hof method, my experience with it and my history with it and all the benefits of it, how it's changed my life. So first of all, let's get a little bit of a background. So basically, I first started reading about the benefits of cold showers probably about 2 years ago. So I started taking cold showers and I didn't really know any of the breathing of the Wim Hof method. I think I saw a video on it and I was like, you're gonna feel lightheaded. I'm like, wow, this looks like brain damage. This looks like it's gonna kill your brain cells. I don't wanna be any part of that, but I could see the benefits of taking a cold shower. So I started taking cold showers. Maybe I would hyperventilate a little bit or try to control my breath or whatever. I wasn't really doing the Wim Hof method at all. I was just freestyling. And then I got kind of better at the cold showers. Wasn't really hyperventilating anymore. And then fast forward a year later of taking cold showers on and off. This was about a year ago from now. I really started practicing the Wim Hof method. I watched some guided videos of Wim doing it on the internet, and that's really when I saw the benefits of what it can do. So I did it, the guided 50 breaths, 3 or 4 rounds, hold your breath, all that type of stuff. And I really felt a deep sense of calmness, a deep sense of oneness. I felt a great meditative state from it. And it was really invigorating. And that's when I really realized, this was something else. This was something that's really triggering, something deeper in your body that you can't access without doing this method or something like this. This isn't what most people know about. This is definitely some real stuff. This is definitely something significant. So I started doing it last summer, and then I got better at cold showers from it. And I noticed a few other benefits. I would do it in the morning on an empty stomach a lot of times, most days around 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning, and I felt really good after it. It really helped energize me for the day. It made me feel more focused overall in my day. And ultimately, a lot of times I would do it when I wasn't feeling that great, or I was feeling like I was getting sick or something like that, or I was just cold or whatever. And I did it and I would feel better from it. I would feel like my body was healing itself from it, and afterwards I would have more energy and I would have less fear and less anxiety, and I would feel so much better from it. So I kept doing it at that point, and it also helped me. I noticed I was working out a lot last summer, and in the gym I was able to lift more weight too. I don't think it was coincidental. I think it was from the method. I was moving up in weight. I felt better. I felt stronger. I was stronger than I had ever been at any point in my life last summer. And so then last summer it went great with all of it. And then I got to college and I didn't do it as much. I did it occasionally. Last semester I was still taking cold showers. However, I was in Miami, so the cold water doesn't really get as cold there. So give or take. But still probably some benefits. Still makes you breathe a little bit heavy, so still something there. And then go back to January, February this year, I got more serious with it, and I started going to this place where they had ice baths, where you could pay and jump into ice baths, and they would show you the Wim Hof method before you go into the ice bath. And this is where it really triggered a point in me where this method could really make anything possible for you. This could really be life-changing. This could really do some great things for you. And so I started doing it, and then my first few times in the ice bath, I could not stay in very long at all. I had to get out after 5 or 10 seconds. It was, it really hurt my hands. It really hurt my feet. I always had really poor blood circulation in my hands, and they would always be cold and they would always feel uncomfortable. Especially I remember running in high school in Connecticut. I would run outside for cross country or track, and I would, even with gloves on, my hands would get so cold it would hurt, and I would a lot of times have to turn back and run back to the high school and warm up my hands, and it would hurt a hell of a lot, and it was terrible. And it was Raynaud's disease. That's basically what it's called when you have very sensitive hands or feet to cold. And so then I kept doing the ice baths, and I got progressively better. And then I was able to stay in for the prescribed time that most people want to stay in, which is 2 minutes. And I was able to do it after a few weeks. And that's when it really, like, a light bulb went up. That's when I really saw, like, anything could be trained here. And then since that point on, I felt like my hands had much better blood circulation. I didn't notice, they didn't hurt as much, they didn't get as cold as much, they were much better. And I thought, it was completely cured. My Raynaud, stuff like that was cured. And then for the past few weeks I haven't been doing the ice packs because I moved out of Miami and graduated college. So now I feel like my hands are coming back and they're more sensitive to the cold because I don't have that exposure anymore. And ultimately, the ice baths, it gave me a sense of calmness along with the breathing, a sense of tranquility, made me super, confident, less fear, less anger, all of these emotions. It brings out what's deep down. Like if you do the breath work early in the morning when you want to get energized, it'll make you energized. If you do it before you go to bed, it'll help you sleep. It'll make you more relaxed, at least from my experience. It brings out your inner sense, your inner thing that you're maybe fighting against, that your nervousness may be fighting against and messing with. It triggers your parasystematic nervous system, I believe. Something nervous system. It triggers and it calms you. Another thing, when a lot of people do it wrong when they first start, I think the common issue a lot of people make is they do it through their chest only. It's belly, then chest. You want to have as much air in as possible. You want to trigger lower lungs in your belly. That's what calms you. That's what helps a lot. But I mean, when I was first doing it on my own, I was doing all chest, but you still get some of the positive effects, but definitely not as much. It's not as deep. It's not as effective. Another benefit I had from it is during the breath holding phase, like I was shocked how long I was able to hold my breath in not that much time at all. In the matter of a few weeks, I was able to hold my breath with the breathing exercise beforehand, hyperoxygenating blood, and increasing alkaline levels in your blood, making that you're able to hold your breath for longer. I was able to hold my breath for 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30 pretty easily from it, and it's pretty surreal. I didn't think it would be that easy. I mean, beforehand, without the breathing, I probably would only been able to hold my breath for 30 seconds or a minute. To be able to hold your breath for that amount of time is really something that's very impressive. And yeah, it really helped me do that very easily. So yeah, the method really has given me a better outlook on life. It's really, shown me a lot of openings. I came down to college in Florida because I hated the cold, because I didn't think I could live a great life with the long winters in Connecticut, the long winters in the Northeast. It was always painful for me. I always hated it. And now I think I could live anywhere. I think I could even live in somewhere like Alaska because of it. I think I've trained, my body through this method to be able to withstand the extremes, to be able to, help with this autoimmune issue I had, to be able to help with all of these things and, live a better life and live, more fully, and all of the things I said beforehand. I mean, it is truly transformative. And like Wim Hof says, I mean, what I can do, you can do. And I firmly believe he is correct on that. He's not, superhuman. He was just put in the right place at the right time. He was able to discover this method and able to train himself to be able to do it. So yeah, peace guys.